Good morning, Guam. All right, so here we are, week 2, red ball in a box.
Documents just delivered island-wide. Visit strollguam.com/courier and book a delivery
What is that
today.
noise?
I don't know, we got a little
Is that
something
us?
there. Yeah. Good. So, Marcus, Cheetah, let's just kind of wrap up the first week of Red Ball in a Box. I was able to grab a couple from Lotte Hotel and Chef Pete. Amazing dinner. I mean, anytime you got lobster and short rib in the same box, that's a huge win. So how do we do the first week of Red Ball in a Box, guys?
We did fantastic during the first week, and the feedback we received
No.
are all positive. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry. Yes, we could hear you.
Yes. So now we are on our second week, and our chef is Peter Dueñas of Mezcla. So we start delivery tomorrow. So we are very excited because this is like we broke ground with this red ball in a box because of the pandemic, and we are just so inspired by the response of the community. It is so overwhelming, and we are almost at 600.
600 boxes ordered? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And
So now we are shooting for 700.
so what is can you share the menu with the and for Chef Peter's dinner in a box?
The menu is the same, Sabrina, but it is their version of that menu. It is they come up with their own interpretation of that menu. So even if it is the same menu, I mean the presentation and the was prepared, I'm sure will be different knowing Peter Dueñas.
Right, right.
Marcus, so what do you think of that first week of Red Ball in a Box? How'd you love the meals?
The first week was amazing for us. You know, when we put this together, we didn't know how it would turn out. We wanted to kind of let the chefs have some creativity, and boy, did they really turn that dial up. Chef Dizon over at the Lotte really meticulous about presentation, the boxes. I think you had one of those, right, Chris?
Yeah, I did. It was great. Amazing.
Yeah, so they were so particular about the presentation, making sure that the meat was done properly and the dishes tasted properly even after it was picked up from the hotel and delivered to their homes. So nothing but raving feedback from the first week.
Yeah, there was definitely a little something for everybody in that box. They had a seafood garpaccio, I think is what it was called. I probably said that wrong. And then there was a smoked salmon salad, of course, a lobster and the certified Angus beef. The short rib, which was just so tender, and ended it with a moon cake, which is a pretty cool twist on this time of year in Thanksgiving.
Yep. And as Sheeta said, so week 2, week 3, we're going to have the short ribs. Chef Peter Duenas is also going to have a lobster tail in there, but it's going to be their touch and their variation of it. So I'm really looking forward to see how that turns out.
Nice. So basically, everyone's getting the same ingredients, and then they got to make a whole awesome meal out of it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's
So think
right.
of it like a one of those cooking competitions. Everybody got the same ingredients, but you got to make your own version of it.
Right on, Cheetah. So I mean, no pressure on Chef Pete here, but a lot of pressure on him to. Let's talk a little bit about this friendly competition. I mean, they keep it friendly, but it is in a lot of ways a competition for these chefs.
In a way it is though, but also at the same time showcasing their talent, you know. So I'm glad it turned out that way, and really those chefs from the Micronesian Chefs Association for making their time available for a good cause. That is really awesome.
Marcus, your thoughts on that? Have you been able to overhear any like smack talking going on between chefs?
No, not that I've heard of. I think they all keep that behind the scenes. They're keeping it very close knit and closed to their hearts.
Let's talk about Red Ball. You know what I got to do the other night is I went over the Red Ball Instagram. Some of the posts from last year. Missing, getting dressed up for this fancy occasion, but from the feedback I'm getting, a lot of people are on board with this Red Ball in a Box.
That's right. Of course, everybody misses the opportunity to get all guzzied up for a ball, but that'll be something to look forward to for next year. But because of the pandemic, we needed to come up with something creative, but at the same time keeping true to form with the elegance of the Red Ball, just to kind of like keep the integrity of that brand. And so we are just so blessed that this whole idea just became very successful, and we are so fortunate. But Chris, because of the pandemic, I think it's not just on Guam that it's happening. I think it's beginning to happen worldwide. I understand in Australia that the food in a box is also very popular nowadays, and even the Michelin chefs have come up with their own bento box. And like you said, Chris, this is the balutan,
Yeah.
but in a very glamorous fashion.
It's the most bougie balutan ever.
Exactly.
Right. Marcus, if you could, people listening, they want to jump on this Red Ball in a Box this week. How do they get these meals, the contact number, and all that good stuff?
So the best place to get that information is on our Facebook page and on Instagram. But of course, anybody that knows Cheetah has her phone number. She will be the person to call. She's been amazing. Her and the staff have been amazing at coordinating. So she just said we're reaching about 600 meals right now. So you can imagine the task of having to schedule 600 meals, and these are delivered to your home, to your office. They've been doing a fantastic job, but we still have a couple of slots available for Chef Peter, and also next week will be Chef Mirko over at the Hyatt. So really encouraging everybody to jump on board. The biggest comment that I've got back is that, although we're under this pandemic situation and everybody is under a lot of stress, it's been really nice for a lot of people to have the Red Ball as a night to relax and while doing something good for the community. So, we invite that this is something that they can really take home and enjoy with the family, enjoy with their households. And that's kind of the biggest feedback that we've gotten from that.
Yeah, make it a date night. You know what I mean? How many other times you could have a meal, 5-star meal cooked up by, the island's greatest chefs and able to eat it in the comfort of your home, in your own home. Get the candles out. Iron your button up. And make it a special occasion
Exactly.
with the American Red Cross and the Red Ball in a Box. Cheetah, thank you so much for waking up early for us.
Oh, anytime.
And I have a feeling you really did wake up like that. You too, Marcus.
No.
We'll see you guys, and let's get you back on next week to talk and what he's cooking up for Red Ball in a Box, okay?
All right.
good. Thank you.
Good idea.
Okay, there you go. The American Red Cross, of course, Cheetah Blaze and Marcus Fong. Hey, we're taking a quick break, and we're coming back with our KUAM News Decision 2020 candidate interviews. They continue with our